Not too late to change from the Arcturians. Dear Ascending Ones, today, we wish to remind you not to allow anything, or anyone to diminish you or make you feel less about yourself. Please remember that each person has their own issues which frighten them. Therefore, one could become angry when frightened by messages that they do not yet feel ready to address. One who is not ready to face the truth about what is happening in their daily life and or in their wider reality may feel frightened by the challenges before them, and may take out their fear on another person. The issues of financial security are very large within your now. When a leader does not send out unconditional love and the confidence of their higher dimensional self, it is more difficult for others to follow that leader. Leaders who send confidence, kindness and hope to those whom they lead are sometimes replaced by leaders who take out their own insecurity and hidden fear on the ones who they are supposed to be leading. However assured a selfish and unfair leader might appear, the truth is that they know how they feel and live in constant fear that others will realize how worried they are that their fear will be revealed. Therefore, these types of leaders rule others via the very fear that lives within their own heart and mind. However, these lost leaders, as we the Arcturians call them, will eventually have to face their own fear, as well as the great damage that fearful leadership has created. Unfortunately, leaders who lead via their own fear, poor self-esteem and lack of confidence, usually as if they are not afraid, love themselves in a very narcissistic manner, and constantly find fault in those whom they should be guiding and protecting. Therefore, these leaders must keep their open door to fear closed to the vision of others, while they bravely face that fear via their own higher dimensional self. A lost leader often does not have the strength and wisdom that a good leader lovingly and consistently offers. Therefore, this lost leader often chooses to insult, degrade or frighten those whom they should be leading with strength, courage and loving confidence. One can only give to others what one has within oneself. Therefore, in order to send love, confidence, dignity and hope to those whom they lead, the leader must first have those attributes within themselves and for themselves. It takes a great deal of courage to lead others by speaking the truth in a positive and courageous manner. Therefore, a leader must be positive within their own thinking and, most important, remember that in order to be positive within their self, they need to have love and respect for themselves. Being a good leader is not a gift. Being a good leader is something that person thought about from their youth on and have taken responsibility for, being a good leader even in their youth. A good leader must always remember that first, they must lead themselves. They also must remember to be conscious of their own thoughts and emotions because, what you think about, you bring about. Please remember that anger hides just below fear and anxiety. However, if that fear and anxiety is unknown to the leader, they will unconsciously hide that secret from themselves with anger and judgment of others. It is in this manner that lost leaders attempt to deflect their own fear into the hearts and minds of those whom they are leading. This behavior is like a doctor that gives the patient that which will make them sicker, rather than giving their patient that which would heal them. Unfortunately, those who have lived in the shadow of power over others, greed, and hidden insecurity for most of their lives, see their negative behavior as being positive because it gets them what they think they want. All humans want love. However, some leaders have become so lost in themselves, that they cannot see outside of themselves, or perceive themselves in the same manner that others perceive them. Fortunately for these lost ones, there are always other lost ones who are ready to also behave in a selfish, me-first manner. However, this type of behavior seldom works, as those who live via power within, instead of power over, are sending out the love and respect they have gained for themselves, instead of the fear of others realizing the deep secrets of their power over needs. A lost one's fear can interact within any moment that person feels threatened, which is very often. Therefore, when others need their assistance, the lost ones cannot take the time to understand why others come to them to gain that which they cannot even give to themselves. Since these fearful leaders cannot be honest with themselves, or with their reactions to challenges, they get angry that they are being called on to leave their safe, protected illusions in order to be bothered by thinking and caring for others. Of course, these lost ones are unable to notice that they are the source of their own fear, as facing their fear is something that they will do anything to avoid. If their fear harms others, they don't care, because they only care about their own unsolvable problem of chronic unhappiness. However, if they can find a way to make others unhappy, then they can pretend to be the hero and rescue them from the very problem that their rescuer created. A lost leader tries to lie to themselves that they are really trying to be a good person and do the right thing. While on the other hand, they constantly wonder how come they feel so frightened, angry and alone. Yes, it is the fault of others that they feel this way. Therefore, they never need to look at themselves and can always blame their problems on others. One of the biggest problems for this power over others person is that those who live via love, power within, caring for others and constantly consulting their own higher self, seem to somehow be happy, are in love, have good friends and a sense of inner peace and self-confidence. Say the lost leaders. Who needs love and friends and confidence and inner peace, when they can have money and power over others? When these lost ones stand before their Maker, or lie on their deathbed, perhaps they will get the answer to that question, but then, it will be too late to change. Those who are able to go inside their higher self and display the higher, inner message with others are experiencing more and more sensations from the fifth dimensional frequency of reality. Many of these sensations come while sleeping, dreaming, and/or meditating. Some of these higher dimensional feelings are almost too intense for one's physical body to maintain. These emotional feelings, physical sensations, and/or moments of tuning in often come in waves, which allow one to experience and gradually adapt to each wave of this energy. An energy wave of these sensations is much like dipping your body into very cold, or very hot, water. You want to go into that water, but you need to allow yourself time to get used to something which, at first, feels very shocking. However, as you become accustomed to it, that new sensation becomes more and more natural. When you experience these new sensations, you are gradually adapting to your fifth dimensional light body. Thus, these sensations occur because you are entering the resonance of the fifth dimension. Therefore, all of your physical body's messages, such as from the functioning of your heart, lungs, visual, auditory, tactile, all of the components of your awareness, are suddenly becoming calibrated to a higher frequency of resonance. What is meant by higher frequency of resonance is that you are contacting a frequency of reality which you have seldom experienced since you first took an earth vessel. Your innate fifth dimensional self, who volunteered to take an earth vessel to assist Gaia, was your fifth dimensional light body. Your fifth dimensional light body self has been maintaining a connection with your third/fourth dimensional earth body self. Thus, whenever your 3D/4D physical self is consciously interconnected with your 5D light body self, you can receive and understand your higher dimensional perceptions and experiences. Your fifth dimensional light body is much like a huge house with many passageways, tunnels, stairways and windows, which are actually portals. You have been activating these portals by the combination of your unconditional love and multidimensional thinking. Your full willingness, dedication and sense of duty to share the energy fields flowing through these portals of your earth vessel is actively transmuting the third/fourth dimensional time and space energy fields into fifth dimensional energy fields of here and now. Many of you are experiencing more and more sensations from the fifth dimensional frequency of reality. Many of these sensations come to you when you are sleeping, dreaming, and/or meditating. In fact, Some of these feelings are almost too intense for your physical body to maintain. These emotional feelings, physical sensations, and/or moments of tuning out of the physical and tuning in to the higher dimensions, often come in waves, which allow you to experience and gradually adapt to each wave of this energy. An energy wave of these sensations is much like dipping your body into very cold, or very hot, water. You want to go into that water, but you need to allow yourself time to get used to something which, at first, feels very shocking. However, as you become accustomed to it, that new sensation becomes more and more natural. As you experience these new sensations, you are gradually adapting to your fifth-dimensional light body. These sensations occur when you enter the resonance of the fifth dimension because all of your neural messages, as well as the functioning of your heart, lungs, visual, auditory, tactile, all of these components of your awareness, are suddenly calibrated to a higher frequency of contact. What we mean by higher frequency of contact is that you are connecting with a frequency of reality which you have seldom experienced since you first took an earth vessel. Your innate fifth-dimensional self, who volunteered to take an earth vessel to assist Gaia, was a light body. Your fifth-dimensional, light-body self has been maintaining a connection with your third/fourth-dimensional, earth body, self. Thus, whenever your 3D/4D physical self is consciously interconnected with your 5D light-body self, you can receive and understand your higher-dimensional perceptions and experiences. Your fifth-dimensional light body is much like a huge house with many passageways, tunnels, stairways and windows, which are actually portals. You have been activating these portals by the combination of your unconditional love and multidimensional thinking. Your full willingness, dedication and sense of duty to share the energy fields flowing through these portals of your earth vessel is actively transmuting the third/fourth dimensional time and space energy fields into fifth-dimensional energy fields of here and now. However, you will only realize that when your consciousness is calibrated to resonate to the fifth-dimensional now of the One.